guys, we're in a new filming location today. I don't know if you can tell, but you're in my bedroom right now. This is my bedroom. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Camilla and today I am going to be doing a book tag. So I have never done a book tag in video form before, obviously, and so I thought maybe it might be a good time to do a tag. So my friend Arya recently did the Booktuber Newbie Tag, and I will link her video in the description bar, but basically that video inspired me to do the Booktuber Newbie Tag, even though I have been on YouTube for about 4 videos. How many videos have I posted? So I'm kind of a newbie, but not really a newbie. This isn't my first video, obviously, but I thought it would be cool to do the tag because the questions asked are quite nice and I quite want to answer them. So I have my laptop down here with all the questions and I will be answering them for you. By the way, the book tag was created by Brenda C. and not by me. That rhymed. Also, apologies in advance if you can hear any background noise or anything like that. It is actually storming outside right now. Yeah, I don't know where that rain came from. And I actually just got caught in that storm. I was coming home from driving and got caught in that storm and it was awful, and I ended up taking off my shoes and walking home barefoot in the rain to save my shoes, which in the end still got drenched anyway, but I tried. Okay, so let's get to the tag. Question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel for 2 reasons. Firstly, I've always absolutely adored telling people about the things I like and the things I don't like, and I've always loved giving my opinions and talking about the things that I love to people, which is mainly why I started my blog, to be able to tell people what I like. Recently though, that changed a little bit. I wanted to start making videos and I thought it would be like a cool medium to express myself and express my thoughts. And so for the longest time I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel and start doing videos, but I didn't actually know that the Booktube community existed. So when I did discover the Booktube community, I was so interested in it and I was like, okay, well, I can do this. And yeah, even though it was really scary at first, I did it. The second reason was as a challenge to myself, sort of. I'm generally quite a shy person and like I'm not really out there forward. So I was afraid to post my first video. So I think it became sort of like a challenge to me. Like if I explained it in my blog actually, that it was more of a challenge to me to see whether I really could upload my first video, and yeah, I did, and I actually enjoyed it so much that I continued to make videos. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? So I wouldn't say I'm the most outgoing person or the kind of person that, you know, draws people in, you know, so I'm not really too sure what I can bring to Booktube, but I know that I can bring my thoughts, my opinions, my feels, everything that I have felt personally into Booktube. And I also have my enthusiasm. I'm quite a bubbly person, I'd say. And you can tell in some of my videos I can be quite a bit nutty sometimes when I'm alone, and so I think I can bring my personality. I mean, I'm not special. I'm not special. I come from a country that's like a tiny dot on the map, like literally a tiny dot, and so I can't bring much, but I can bring my personality, and I hope that that is okay. Question number 3. What are you most excited about for this new channel? Okay, so I'm really excited about just seeing where it goes. Like, I love filming videos, I love talking to you guys, and I love interacting with y'all. So I guess I just want to see where it goes, you know, because I'm not too sure if, I don't know how many subscribers I'll end up with, I don't know how many likes, how many comments I'm going to be getting, but the thing is that doesn't matter as much to me as it does with meeting new people. Is all whenever I start a new social media project, like I once had my Instagram fan page and then my blog, one of the most important things for me is interacting with people. It's always been about knowing that the things I say is impacting someone else, and then knowing that that person in return can come back and talk to me about what I have just said, and we can have a discussion. And that's always been something that I've absolutely adored, and I've actually made quite a few friends just by doing this, you know, and from my blog, from my Instagram page, and now my YouTube channel. I've made friends and I discuss with people the things that I talk about, and I think that's the thing I'm most excited about. I'm most excited to see who I meet along this journey and the new opinions and the new ideas that I can learn from these amazing people. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? I have always said that I love reading mainly because I can live 1,000 different lives, all while never leaving my bed. So when you read, you obviously get into the point of view of the character. And I read quite a wide diversity of books, which means that I can be in the point of view of someone who's actually lived in the World War, someone who has cancer, someone who is homosexual and is being discriminated against. I can be in the point of a mom, the point of a daughter, the point of view of a father. I can be the point of view of so many different people, and all while just, reading that one book. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? Now, that's a really hard question actually, because I have been reading literally since I was born. I have been reading since I was born. I started out obviously with my dad reading me books, and he used to read me the Enid Blyton series, and in that my favorite was probably Amelia Jane. And then of course as I grew older, it was The Secret Island by Enid Blyton and the O'Clock Tales and all those ones. When I was young though, I would say probably about 5 maybe, my dad read the Narnia Chronicles to my brother and I. So he read I think the first 3 books or something like that. He didn't read the whole series, but he read like the first 3 books or something for us. And I remember I really loved that one. But growing up I used to read I think it's Civil Defense Day. Let us wait. Shut up! Thank you. So as we started to grow up, of course I read a lot of middle grade books. I read Lemony Snicket, the Series of Unfortunate Events series, and I read Babysitter's Club, Rotten School, a lot of middle grade books, mostly contemporary middle grade books. I would say that I kicked off reading at this stage probably last year when I read the Mortal Instruments series. That was something that I absolutely enjoyed, and I think that that really got me back into reading fantasy, because at that point I was only reading contemporary and I kind of put down fantasy for a while. So I think the Mortal Instruments really got me back into reading fantasy, and I'm so glad I'm back into it. Question number 6. What question would you ask your favorite booktuber? So my favorite booktuber is probably Reagan from Prue's Project, and if I could ask her any question, I would probably ask her, how on earth did you manage to get the Percy Jackson gift box? You know that thing that's been floating around the internet? I think Percy Jackson turned 10 or something, and this big gift box is being sent to a lot of booktubers. I want to know how you get it, and I want one. Question 7. What challenges do you think will be the hardest to overcome in your booktube channel? Probably finding the time to film. So far I'm quite new, and no one except my brother really knows that I do this, and of course you guys, but no one really knows that I do this, and so I'm having to find that I'm filming only when he's around and when my parents are not around. My parents and my mom is mostly around all the time and so I can only film when she goes out. Probably that's going to be the hardest challenge to overcome. Question number 8. When did you start reading? Now this is quite a tough question, and I think I kind of answered it earlier, but let me just walk you through it again. Basically, I think I was reading before I was even born. I think my dad used to read to me before I was born. But after that, my dad used to read to me growing up. I probably started picking up my own books to read about appropriate reading age, whatever that is. And I probably started with things like the Enid Blyton series, and I remember my favorite, like I mentioned, was Amelia Jane. But I read this series a lot, and I think this was the chain of books that I basically read a lot. Number 9, where do you read? Right here, yo! Yeah! I read here! I normally read in my bed during the holidays, but quite frankly I do try to read everywhere. I do have my Kindle, so I always bring it around everywhere I go. It's kind of like my safety blanket. I cannot live without it. So I bring it everywhere I go, and if I have time, I will read it. I read in the bus, I read in school, I read when I'm waiting for the doctors or waiting in a queue. I read everywhere. Number 10, and also the final question, what kind of books do you read? Okay, I would like to say that I read every kind of books and that I'm open to every genre and every kind of book. But the fact of the matter is I'm not. I am usually quite sentimental. I like know what I want and I just read it. So I do read historical fiction. That is one of my absolute favorite genres to read, though it's hard to find a very good one. So I don't read a lot, but I do love that genre. I have recently got into science fiction with The Martian, as you saw in an earlier review. So I'm slowly getting into that, but it's been a rocky start because I think I've only found one good science fiction book so far, and that was The Martian, and the rest of other science fiction books that I've read have all been pretty crap. Mostly though, I read young adult contemporary and young adult fantasy. I do love those genres a lot. I do love romance. I love romance. I love books that deal with mental illness. And in terms of fantasy, I do love my fantasy love stories, and I do love high fantasy. I'm getting into high fantasy, and yeah, basically I am quite centered. I know what I like, and I read what I like. I really should branch out more probably. And that is it. That is all the questions I have in the Booktuber Newbie Tag. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to give the video a massive thumbs up and subscribe to me. I love your subscriptions. As usual, my social media and everything, all the details are all down below in the description bar, so don't forget to go check me out and everywhere else. And yeah, have a good day. And yeah, I never know how to end a video. Ever. I never know how to end a video. Have a great day wherever you are in the world, okay? Goodbye.